Hey everyone, I'm here to do two TBRs for you guys today. The reason why they are separate is because they're both for December, but one of them is very Christmas and holiday related, and then one of them is kind of all of my non-Christmas, non-holiday related reads. So, let's get started. Hopefully this time this works, because last time I was rambling too much, and then also I was forgetting what I had already talked about as I was talking about it, so then I was afraid I was going to be showing you guys the same book twice. So now I'm more organized, so let's get started. Okay, so this first video is going to be my holiday ones, and the first section I want to talk about are several books that are all kind of Victorian Christmas things, because Katie from Books and Things and Kate Howe and I have all decided that we really want to read some Victorian Christmas short stories / novellas together. So the first one, and I'm pretty sure we're all reading this, and the other two are gonna try to find maybe Kindle editions or something. But this is Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. And this edition, I think the Kindle edition also includes the same stories, and this includes Christmas at Thompson Hall, Christmas at Kirkby Cottage, The Mistletoe Bough, The Two Generals, and Not If I Know It. And I love this copy. I think it is beautiful. And I've wanted it for like 3 or 4 years now, ever since it first came out, so I'm happy to finally have it. And I'm just so excited to read this because I've just gotten really into Anthony Trollope's writing and his storytelling since Katie and I have been buddy reading the Barsetshire series together. And we're also finishing Last Chronicle of Barset in December, but I will talk about that in my other video. So yeah, very excited for this one. And then we are also reading some Charles Dickens ghost stories together. The main one that we're reading is Christmas Carol, and we are rereading this. I'm pretty sure Kate is joining on this, but it might just be me and Katie for Christmas Carol. I'm kind of forgetting. I'm getting a little confused because we've talked about this on Voxer a bunch, and I just can't remember if we're all joining for all the stories or if only a few of us are joining in for some. But anyway, Christmas Carol is the main one of the ghost stories that we will be rereading. And I will be listening again to the Jim Dale audio, which I believe is on YouTube. And I listened to that last year when I read it and completely loved it, so very excited for that. And then others in here that we will be reading, I'm sorry, I can't talk today, are the other kind of main Christmas ghost stories. I believe he only wrote 3 others, which are, what is it? The Goblins Who Stole a Sexton, Haunted Man and the Ghost's Bargain, and then Christmas Ghosts. So those are all the ghost stories. And then I think this one I'm reading on my own. I will be reading / listening to The Chimes, which apparently isn't a ghost story. I've spent, I've thought since I got it, that it was a ghost story, but apparently it's not. It's just like a very creepy, kind of Christmas, New Year's Eve story, which Katie says is kind of similar to Christmas Carol, but she liked Christmas Carol a lot better, which is why she's not joining me in reading it, because she's already read it and she just didn't like it as much. But I got a physical copy from the library. This collection includes Christmas Carol, The Chimes, and maybe The Haunted Man. But I have the audio of this. I have a narration by Richard Armitage that I got through Audible, and I am so excited to read it. slash listen to it. I'm mostly excited to listen to it because I haven't listened to a new Richard Armitage narrated anything in a while since I listened to David Copperfield. Or no, since I listened to Romeo and Juliet earlier this year. So I'm excited for the chimes, and hopefully, even if it is terrifying, it will be less so because one of my favorite actors will be reading it to me. So yes, I have that. And then I have this giant thing. This is Stories for Christmas by Charles Dickens, and I got this from the library as well because this has Cricket on the Hearth in it, and I do not have a physical copy of Cricket on the Hearth, but I really wanted to listen to that as well. I'm hoping to get the Jim Dale narrated version from Audible because it's only like, I think, $6 or something. So I will be listening to that, hopefully. And this way I have a physical copy to follow along with, and I believe Katie is joining me for that one, and I'm not sure about Kate. So again, I have to like double check on all this. I'm sorry, I should have done this before I filmed this video, but I wasn't sure how soon they would each get back to me, so I'm just gonna talk to them about it after. Okay, so moving on from Victorian. Oh, did I talk about... oh, okay, I don't know if I talked about the two other short stories. There are two other short stories that I will be reading through my Kindle, and I'm not really sure how the other two, they'll probably do the same thing. But we will also be reading Christmas Storms and Sunshine by Elizabeth Gaskell, because that is her kind of Christmas short story. And then also Margaret Oliphant's Christmas short story, which I don't actually know the name of. I haven't asked Katie or Kate that yet, so I need to ask them and try to track that down on Kindle. So we'll also all be reading both of those, but again, no physical copy to show you, sorry. And for me, that's plenty of short stories to try to read in a month. So now we're moving on to kind of non-Victorian Christmas reads, and this is a massively top priority. This is probably my #1 Christmas read priority, which is Hidden Sea by Gregory Maguire, A Tale of the Once and Future Nutcracker. I was lucky enough to win this through a Goodreads giveaway. Goodreads was hosting the giveaway, and William Morrow sent out maybe like 15 copies of this. I'm not sure how many, but anyway, I was very lucky to win one. And Goodreads is awesome about giveaways, and what they do is they just highly encourage giveaway winners to do reviews as soon as they read them. And even though I won this like a month ago, I specifically wanted to wait until this time of year to read it, because this is a Christmas story, it's a retelling of a Christmas story, and there was no way that I was going to be able to give it the proper love it deserves if I tried to read it in October. So yes, very excited to read and review this on this channel. And then I also got the audiobook from Audible because I had 1 credit left on my plan, so I decided to use it for this one. So yeah, super excited to read this. And then I have Mystery in White, A Christmas Crime Story by J. Jefferson Farjan, and I think Kate is going to buddy read this with me. We're not sure about Katie because I messaged her to see if she wanted to join us, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet, so hopefully she might want to join us, but if she doesn't, we have plenty of other things we're buddy reading this month, including some non-Christmassy things. So anyway, I'm super excited to read this. Did I say what this was? Mystery in White? And oh my gosh, it sounds like a cross between Murder on the Orient Express, And Then There Were None, and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It is basically about a train that gets stuck in a snowdrift, as illustrated, and maybe 20 of the passengers, so definitely not everyone on the train, but maybe like 20 of them decide to venture out and see if they can find better shelter. And they come across this really giant, lovely country house in the middle of this blizzard at night. And they all go inside, and they're fully expecting people to be home because the fire is lit and the lights are on and the dining table is set out with this lovely dinner spread, and it turns out no one is actually there. So that's kind of the Goldilocks factor, and then they all decide to stay anyway, even though they think that's kind of strange, because, otherwise it's go back out in the blizzard. So they stay, and they take advantage of the food and everything, and the warmth. And then about, a little ways into this, it turns out that one amongst them is actually starting to kill off the others individually, and they have to find out who before they all die. So yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm super excited about it. And then next we have I'm Half Stick of Shadows by Alan Bradley, which, another Christmas mystery. This is the 4th Flavia de Luce book. I'm actually reading the 3rd one right now, and I'll talk about that in my non-holiday TBR. But this is basically like the holiday special of the Flavia de Luce mystery series, and I am very excited to read it, because I love mysteries, and I love mysteries set at Christmas. Okay, next we have one that I am definitely incredibly excited for. And that is Tom Fletcher's The Christmas Saurus. I bought this last year when it came out, but I ordered it in time to read it for Christmas, but then it got here maybe like a week and a half before Christmas, and I stupidly did not leave enough time to read it. I thought I would be able to read it in just a day, so I was going to read it on Christmas Day, and I didn't really factor in all the other things that I would be doing on Christmas Day, and so I ended up not having time maybe to even start this. So I was sad, but then I was excited that I had it to look forward to this Christmas. So I am just incredibly excited to read this. I can't wait. And I might do an individual review of this for you guys as well, when I finish that, because I'm so excited. It looks so beautiful, and I love the illustrations, and I think I'm gonna love it a lot, and it may even make me cry. We'll see. And then I have a couple, rereads. First we have Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. This is a collection of 3 interconnected holiday novellas, and I read it for the first time maybe 4 years ago, and I loved it, and I said that it was going to be one I was going to reread every year. That didn't happen. I've maybe reread it once since then, but I do love it, so I figured it was about time for another reread. Because I didn't get a chance to reread it last year, and maybe even the year before that too, I'm not totally sure. And then we have Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. This I read for the first time 2 years ago, completely loved it. It is my favorite Discworld book of the 7 I've read so far. Excuse me, and I think it's going to be my favorite ever of all 41 or so. I won't know for, a while, because I have a ways to go for that, but, it's got my 2 favorite Discworld characters in it, Death and Susan, his granddaughter, and it's the Discworld holiday special, so I don't know how this won't continue to be my favorite. But yeah, I'm gonna reread this, and then also watch the Sky TV adaptation, which I own on Amazon. So yeah, super excited for this one. And then last, but certainly not least, well, maybe least, yeah, definitely least, actually. We have one that I may or may not get to. We'll see if I have time. This is Pride and Prejudice and Mistletoe. by Melissa Dela Cruz. This is basically a modern telling of Pride and Prejudice at Christmas with the genders swapped. Darcy is the girl, and Luke Bennett, instead of Lizzie Bennett, is the guy. And I've read Melissa Dela Cruz stuff before, and I really like her writing. So I figured I'd give this a go. Yeah, we'll see. But again, this is my last priority, so I may not get to it this year. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. So those are all the Christmassy things. I really hope this uploads because it's over 15 minutes. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of any of the books I've talked about, and stay tuned for my kind of non-holiday TBR. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.